everybody. Today I thought I'd talk about how to connect the O to some letters because the letter O is a tricky one. So first of all, there's many different ways to write the letter O. When I teach beginners, I actually choose to write the letter O this way because it's easier to start on the left edge and draw the O that way. So basically what you're working with is an oval, and traditionally the ovals start right here, right below that waistline, and you push, you release, and you meet up again there. If you do this traditional oval, you can do a number of things with your O. You could kind of do that comma exit like this. Just make sure your exit is long enough. The other thing you could do with this traditional O is you can just do a little loop here, or some people do a bigger loop here, like this. And the advantage of this O is you actually have a lower starting point to connect your next letter, and I'll show you why that's important in a minute. But let's go back to this O that I teach beginners, and I'm just going to use my fine liner. If you're not familiar with the Dream Pen, it has the two brush tips, and I'm using the larger brush tip end. So I'll just draw the oval here to show you what I'm talking about. So here's my oval, and if you have trouble with your ovals, watch my other videos. So what do we do here for this particular type of O? Instead of starting at the traditional starting point here, we are going to start with a thick downstroke on the left edge and come around like this. So I will show you that again. I'm starting on the left, releasing pressure before the bottom, and I'm looping out. See, I put pressure in that loop. When you're writing your O's, I want to remind you to, like your ovals, to have a nice curve inside, and check your curves in your loops that they're nice and rounded, don't have jaggedy edges. And you can also change this loop, so I'll show you a couple of different ways. You can have no pressure on the inside, just like that. Some people also make this loop much bigger, so they would start lower and do that. So you know what, you can have many varieties of O, but how do you eventually connect the O to the next letter? Let's take a look at the couple of troubling connections. These I find are the most difficult. Why? Because if you look at the exit point of your O, my O here, or here, it's quite high up in the X height. So this is your X height, the waistline and the baseline. And look at where you're exiting. Some of you will end up way up here with your exit stroke. And if you do that, and traditionally your R, let's take a look at the O and the R. So I'm going to first do them separate, and here's the R. And how do I connect these two? Because that exit is here, and this entrance is down at the baseline. So what I do is I just make sure I drop this exit stroke as low as possible, and I also raise my loop of my R usually a little bit higher than this. So I'll show you what I mean. I'll start with my O, oval, and then I'll go lower down and go up higher. And I do that so I get still a clear or defined structure. My O stays the same, my R structure stays the same, and they look like letters, okay? So otherwise, you kind of might struggle with the appearance of the O. So let's say you do this, the OR, and if that's your style of R, it's going to look a little bit odd. But I do find that this is probably one of the better ways to make that OR connection and make those letters visible on their own. Now let's take a look at the OS connection. So we know what the O looks like, and there's many versions of S. So I'll just show you my few versions. So there's this one. You can stay here like this, between the waistline and baseline. I honestly usually go up above with the loop like this, and I loop out like that. Some people have a printed S like that. So it depends what kind of S you have. I'm going to show you the more common S's like this. Oh, one more S that you can do has the loop out like this. All right, so again, like the R, look at what their S starting point is. Right here, the entrance is down on the baseline. So if it's down on the baseline, how am I going to go from here to here? It's just similar to this. I am going to exit, drop this loop exit lower on my O and climb up to the S. So I would draw it like this. Here's my O and drop it lower and write my S like this. Or let's try another S. Let's do the printed S. I would go like this. And you can see where it touches that S there. You can see my pen is quite soft, so it's fraying a bit. All right, let's try that with a smaller brush pen and this S and see how that goes. So your technique is going to be the same, like that. Here's a printed S. At first, you know, when you're working with it, it might look awkward, but once it's in a word, it's going to look totally fine. So let's try a word. Let's try the word rose. So the word rose, I have my R, my O, and my S. So when you're working on this separately, it might look a little bit odd, but as soon as you get it into a word, it will look fine. Let's try the word those. And here's my O-S-E. Like that. All right, and I'll show you another. Let's try, I'm going to take the large brush tip pen and I will write rose again with the large brush tip pen, so you'll see how it looks with the large pen. So I start with my R, my O, and let's do the other S, this one. Like that. All right, so the key is when you're connecting your O to the S or the R in particular, you want to drop that exit stroke so it's lower down in the X height, and then everything should start to look pretty good. Thanks for watching.